You're listening to the Abolitionist Roundtable, patriotic Black American conservatism, with your hosts, Del, Phil, and Janice, leading the charge and advancing the 4%. Join in the conversation at 734-822-1600.
All right, you're back to the fastest growing show right now on radio, the Abolitionist Roundtable. We're going to finish up and continue our conversation with our friend Steve from 40 Days for Life. All right, Mr. Steve.
Hello.
All right, good morning. All right, go ahead and finish up what you were saying.
Oh, I was just saying that the group that had exposed this really needs to be commended, because this really could lead to the end of taxpayer dollars going to this and supporting abortion at Planned Parenthood. So it could really very well lead to their undoing.
Matter of fact, I believe...
I don't know.
Go ahead.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. No, you finish up.
Well, I was going to say some of the effects of this. There's going to be a rally this Tuesday at the Capitol. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Okay.
It's called it's Women Betrayed Rally at Lansing, and it's also nationwide. I mean, it's at other capitals, trying to encourage the investigation of Planned Parenthood and defunding of Planned Parenthood.
Steve, this is Janice. Steve, I was thinking that it might be a good idea. I work for a living, so 40 hours a week I'm at my office being productive, trying to help the economy of the United States of America. But what I'm trying to organize actually is a small group of people to go to the Planned Parenthood office that's on Van Dyke and 12 Mile Road, that happens to be closest to my area, and have a little rally ourselves on Tuesday. So I can't make it to Lansing, but I think that we should all consider having little local rallies around town against these Planned Parenthood organizations.
And again, Steve, I just want to point out that they harvesting tissues, but this is something that they sold women that is not a child. It's a blob.
Right.
Right.
And this is their talking point that they've sold us for years and years. With ultrasounds and all this other technology, we know, and with them, upset about cutting off abortion at 24 weeks and so on. I mean, they really want to harvest this so that they can, and we know that we have federal laws against selling body parts too.
Right, yeah, but we should have laws against actually killing the human being in the first place.
Yes,
right.
I agree.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. That's defining it as a human being.
Yes.
When the liberals say they will fight to the death to say this is not a human being, and then they're selling human body parts.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
It's a
They try to say it's a mass of tissue, and the mass of tissue has a heart and lungs and
that we can
liver,
sell.
So,
yeah,
that we can sell for a profit. It is. It's not surprising.
And a lot of states have tried to get ultrasound in where the prospective abortion patient would have to check this face on this ultrasound. And the liberals, I mean, they just went apoplectic on it. I mean, they went crazy trying to say you can't force a machine into this private area, and this is between a woman and now what do we see? That they were using this ultrasound machine to make sure that they didn't damage the goods. And
right.
this is so,
it's diabolical.
Yes, it is. And this is how they've been effectively brainwashed people into believing that people's intention are more valuable than a life of a child.
Yeah, and some of the laws that they were fighting were the laws that said the mother should be able to see the ultrasound.
Yes.
Right.
They're okay with using the ultrasound for their purpose, but not allowing the mother to see, because they know it's very effective in getting them to, for them to change their mind. So.
Well, what else is effective? I'm on the 40 Days for Life website, Steve, and I see that there's been, since you started, or since this organization started this campaign in 2007, there's been 3,588 total campaigns across the country. In fact, 30 countries and it says 60 abortion facilities were closed, 118 abortion workers quit.
Wow. Oh, wow.
They quit
That's
as a result of the 40 Days of Life campaign. There's 10,331 lives that were saved. Saved from abortion. So your organization has been very effective through the years, and I really commend you for this effort.
Thank you. If you go to the local 40 Days for Life website, you'll see the local numbers for Washtenaw County, and you'll see that the numbers last year were the lowest in Washtenaw County than they've been in 17 years for abortion.
Excellent.
And you can see when 40 Days for Life campaign started here in Ann Arbor. You can see the numbers, how they correlate to that.
And the correlation to that is Detroit's numbers are higher than they ever been. Am I correct?
Yeah, I have heard that, and I've talked to some people who sidewalk counsel over in Detroit, and they say they're seeing an increase in the number of cars from Ohio. So I know Ohio has recently shut down quite a few clinics, but I don't know if those numbers are included in the increase in Detroit or not. Actually, they may not be.
Well, I had some statistics that I had from another show. I don't have them with me. I have them in my file at home, but the numbers are really, really bad in Detroit.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. All right. So go ahead. We're going to let you go ahead and say whatever you want to say, Steve. And I want to just thank Miss Weathers over there, the campaign director, and the rest of the gang over there. And you're always welcome here. And absolutely, our prayers are with you. We appreciate you always doing the Cobo Hall demonstration too.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate what you guys do. Yeah. So it's an honor to talk to you guys. But the one thing I wanted to say was, they always talk about safe, legal, and rare, and I wanted to mention something about the abortion clinic, Planned Parenthood in Ann Arbor. In December of 2014, they were surveyed by the Department of Licensing and Regulatory Affairs, and one of the things they found was the facility failed to separate clean from dirty instruments.
Oh, Lord.
And there was also evidence found that the facility allowed patients to bring personal items into the OR, into the operating room. So.
Oh, Lord. See, these are clinics and they're not operating. I mean, really, this is a major surgery, and they've taken people in these dirty, filthy clinics and not really taking the safest precautions. Absolutely. Matter of fact, there's been a number of locations in this area that's been closed as a result of that. Is that right?
Yeah. Yep. That's what I'm aware of.
How many is? I think it's 3 or 4. Is that right?
I believe so. I believe so. I don't know the number off the top of my head, but this clinic, the abortion numbers are going down in Washtenaw County.
Okay.
From Planned Parenthood here in Ann Arbor, within 4 months we saw 3 ambulances coming out of there.
Oh, that's what it was. You seen the ambulance? Okay. All right.
Yep. On 3 different occasions coming out of there since March 12th.
Okay.
So while the numbers are going down, it seems to beginning. The number of ambulances
more
seems to
dangerous.
be going up.
Yes, it's getting dangerous.
Yeah, yep.
Again, folks, if you'd like to follow 40 Days for Life, go to 40daysforlife.com/Ann Arbor. Again, 40 Days for Life, 40daysforlife.com/Ann Arbor. And again, Steve, we thank you very much for getting up with us this morning. We'll see you again soon. You're welcome anytime. Again, when anything you need to talk about related to life, and we'll see you out on the road, my friend.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to skip over a little bit. It looked like we're a little bit behind, but recently there's a Democrat that's that's on a Democrat side that's running for president. His name is Martin O'Malley. He used to be the former governor of Maryland, and O'Malley said something that. Matter of fact, if you don't mind, Derek, can you play number 1 for me, please?
For example, One of the things that preceded the failure of the nation state of Syria and the rise of ISIS was the effect of climate change and the mega drought that affected that region, wiped out farmers, drove people to cities, created a humanitarian crisis that created the symptoms, or rather the conditions of extreme poverty that has led now to the rise of ISIL and this extreme violence.
Thank you very much. Now, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. And any Democrat that even used talking points like this right here, we've always had changing weather, Phil, since the Earth has been in existence, since mankind has been here. But for him to say that what gave rise to ISIS is sunny and 85, I really have a problem. I'm really offended by this, and I know the people in these nations are highly offended. Here, for one, I got an article. For one thing, the reason why we know that it became a vacuum is because the president pulled out our troops out of these areas. That's why. And another reason. This is from a recent article. It says the U.S. won't help Boko Haram until Nigerian accept homosexuality, birth control. Bishops say the church said that they would not accept this in their nation. But the reason why Boko Haram and these other groups, these other extremists, Nazi extremists are gaining momentum, Phil, is because the president of the United States, man, is just despicable. He want to assist them militarily because they won't accept homosexuality and birth control.
Yeah, and
for him to say that's ridiculous.
It's why it's so important that the message from the top has to be clear and unambiguous. The reason why we see so much problem here in this country is because there's a message coming from the top that says Black Lives Matter, you know, and well, what about the other lives?
Personal responsibility.
Yeah, O'Malley made that statement about all lives matter, and what happened?
That's true.
I mean, the people out there actually
ran him down.
So this is what